Yay, live streaming on YouTube. Woohoo! Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people who get to watch this. Thank you so much for connecting with me this morning and opening your hearts and your minds to the possibilities and the potentials of what I'm going to share with you.
Yay.
Oh,
Live streaming on YouTube. Woohoo! Good morning, good morning, good morning.
So fun to get you hear yourself all over again. So my name is Mary Jo Halligan, and Vibrant Living Retreat and Mountain View Massage Day Spa are my businesses, and Vibrant Wellness Academy. And today this video is something my heart wants to share. It's been coming for a long time, and it's really for people who are on the cusp of change and transition and ready to really move into a new career potentially, or has already really got into the wellness side of things and want to develop in that way, in a more holistic, intuitive, resourceful, inclusive way that really combines body, mind, soul, awareness, intelligence, connection. So a soulful business, really. Who wants to create a soulful business and live the life you love, caring for people, offering services that people walk away from your company feeling uplifted, relaxed, unwound, de-stressed, a little bit more settled and grounded, and just like all is well again. And that is the power of what we do here at Vibrant Wellness Retreat and really Mountain View Massage. So if that is you, if you are in a transition, there's so much has gone on this last 2 years. It has been challenging for so many people. A lot of it is this transition, but really the transition is helping us, if we will allow, especially our egos, to let go of that which really wasn't aligned for our deepest heart and soul service and joy and passion and aliveness. And we all know when somebody is delivering from their heart, from their passion, you'll feel a lot of passion behind my words, because there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of vitality behind the words, because they're coming from my heart and my soul. They're coming from my authentic voice. And that's what this business is and has been an amazing journey for myself, to empower myself, to evolve myself, to share the truths of my heart and my gifts and develop them and affirm who I am, and build up self-confidence, self-esteem on the way as I'm given. And it really is in the given we receive. So that's just, yeah, it's such a truth. And I have so many stories to share around all this, and I share a lot of the stories on my 50-hour, what I call my 50-hour certified holistic intuitive massage training and personal self-care retreat. On that training, all of my students, they learn full body relaxation, amazing full body relaxation techniques, and we move on to some deeper tissue techniques and my yoga background as well before I came into massage. So I bring a lot of yogic awareness, which is about being grounded and present, self-awareness. So the foundation of my training is helping you understand that your own personal journey is so important, because as you build your own self-awareness and take care of yourself, take care of your body, and really understand how to care for yourself, that you naturally can extend that to other people, and you naturally can extend that self-awareness to the nuances of your own body awareness, that you can translate that to the nuances of what's happening on the table. And we go into all of that on the training. My training and you know, I know we're not supposed to beat our own trumpet on this planet, and in New Zealand where I am, there's the tall poppy syndrome. I grew up in Catholicism, so we're never worthy, never deserving. Don't you dare think anything good about yourself. But I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, because that's what this is about for me right now. We have to be honest. We have to get clear. We have to be, you know, stop beating around the bush, so to speak, and just speak it as it is. And this training, my training, is for those who want to not just be good therapists, be great massage therapists. And what I mean by that is deliver such a level of service on multiple levels of engagement, communication, support, well-being, even just from an hour massage. But it's the way you meet somebody at the door. It's the whole setup. It's the caring. It's the genuineness, and lots more. It's the techniques. Of course, it's the techniques. It's being interested. It's being orientated to that which supports whoever comes into your company move into well-being and out of stress. And it's a very simple science, actually. It's not as complicated as we're led to believe. And once you get it, but you have to get it. You have to get it inside yourself, and then you get it. The ego, you know, the ego needs to be in the backseat a little bit as the heart leads more and more. You know, our minds was always intended to be the servant of the heart. And what's happened on this planet is that our ego has butted the heart, going, right, we're not listening to you, and I'll make up the rules, so to speak. You know, and then there's all that deep insecurity and everything that comes from that, and a whole load of other stuff, you know, and that's why we go into meditation and become more self-aware and mindfulness, so that we can step back from the madness, actually, of the mind, of the ego, of the insecurities, of the separation, and connect back into the awareness of self as a connected field, actually, of resonance. And from there, so much empowerment, so much possibility, so much transformation can happen. So I'm at the stage, and why I'm making this video, because I'm at the stage, and I have been for years and years and years, really, but I'm at the stage that I'm in a transition. My heart and soul, a year and a half ago, said, right, I'm done. I'm ready to move on to the next stage of my evolution, my next shifting in career and so on. And I'm at the stage that it would be a disservice not to hand over all the wisdom, the knowledge, the insights, the knowingness, the experience that I have in my heart, in my body, in my awareness, in my understandings, onto my students. So that's why I set up Vibrant Wellness Academy back in 2017. I've done about 17 trainings over the years, 13 trainings. I was calculating around 13 trainings, and had between 5 and 7 people. I think, did I have 9 maybe on one of them? 7 is a good number here, 5, 7. So it's very immersive. It really is a wellness self-care retreat, because I'm anybody who follows any of my social media, I use myself as an example to lead with authenticity and integrity. I call it the messy human. You know, none of us has got this down. So, you know, so learning about our self-care, but it's one of the most challenging things to truly come forward and put into practice every day our own practices that really keeps us in good stealth of body, mind, soul connection and awareness and well-being and all the rest of it. And we do our best, and we support our clients with that as well. And that's such a relief for clients to know, you know, that we're all in this together, you know. So the feminine way, which we're moving into these feminine energies, divine feminine, to balance the old masculine patriarchal energies of what has been. So I call Vibrant Wellness Academy a new paradigm learning platform, if you like, learning modality, because it really is, because a lot of the way even massage therapists are trained, it's very technical, it's very functional, it's very, you know, mechanical, and that's all fine, that's brilliant. However, it doesn't bring in the right brain, which is the feminine, which is the nurturing, the nourishment, the sensitivity, the connection, the caring, the genuineness, the open-heartedness, the authenticity, to really connect and meet people where they are, rather than offer this sense of hierarchy, where people can walk out feeling potentially like they have more problems than when they came in, and so to me, that's not okay. That's not okay. And again, that's something I share in the training, is how we support each other on multiple levels, not just release tension from the body. How do we release tension from the mind? How do we inspire? How do we support somebody to really get on their path of well-being? Because another new paradigm orientation and communication that I make with my students is, in the old paradigm, it's very much somebody, you want somebody always coming back to you, you set them up, you come once a month. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, it's fine. But for me, in the new paradigm, I want people empowered with their well-being. I want people empowered to take greater self-responsibility with it, and not in a harsh way, not in a, in a light-hearted way, in a yes, I can do this, in an empowerment, in an upliftment, in little nuggets, little seeds, little pieces, a little step in that direction. Because, the thing is, we're at a time on this planet where we don't have time for people just getting a maintenance. People need the empowerment tools right now, so they can start implementing them, so they won't need as many massages. Trust me, there's an abundance of people who are waiting for your skills, your services, your caring, your genuine heart. And the other side of it is abundance. When we share abundantly from our heart, from our authenticity, from our spirit, from our kindness and generosity of spirit, when we truly do that genuinely, I promise you, it's my story. The abundance comes back. Money, opportunity, synchronicities, word of mouth. So much of my business is word of mouth. I get clients that don't come once a month, but they come once every 3 months, every 6 months, once a year, once every 2 years. I even had people come back after 9 years because I was too busy the time previously. So usually in this business, there's at least two, I have at least one or two other people help me. And they're usually, in the latter years, they're usually those that I've trained and often have lived in with us, which has been amazing. We're so blessed. We've had about 30 live-in supporters, co-creative therapists, and live in this lifestyle, because it is about the lifestyle as well. So this is really for those who want to live a wellness lifestyle, who want to be the change, who want to become and live and be leaderful and being the change you want to see in the world, not just waiting for it to change around you. So we have to become leaderful within ourselves. So even in Hanmer Springs yesterday, I was speaking to a lovely lady. Hopefully you'll watch this. I won't say your name just in case you prefer I don't. But a lovely lady who took my training last year and who's working in one of the local shops. And I was sharing with her, because I'd love to see her, really have the confidence to step into her own business. And it felt like she's really passionate to do it. It's just the confidence and taking that leap of faith. But what I also said as well is it really is a personal development, personal growth, personal empowerment journey as well. So if you're ready for that, so that means taking, again, accountability, self-responsibility for our own body, mind, energies. And we talk a lot about energy management as well, and really tapping into those, again, I call it the right brain, or those more subtle body awarenesses. So the left brain is more as I said, the functional, the mechanical, the technical. And that's fine, it has its place. It's more the knock on wood, the muscles, bones, ligaments, tendons, and that's great. The nervous system, even with myofascial release. That's awesome, but there's an energetic component to this. There's a field of energy that's always in communication. That communication is happening even before the client walks in the door. So when we can really work with that and acknowledge that and understand that, this is what creates and quantum leaps, if you like, from a good massage therapist to a great massage therapist, and a great massage therapist for yourself, not just for your clients, but for yourself. So your own well-being. That's another thing in the old paradigm is a lot of therapists having wrist issues, shoulder issues, all of this. And a lot of it is because they're not working from their core. They're not working from their whole body. They don't have that body awareness, self-awareness, and to come from the core and how to utilize their body. So we go into that posture clinic. I call it, it's yoga. It's again, a self-awareness, connection, self-connection. And the other thing is that they often haven't really taken care of themselves. Some therapists don't even go for a massage. That is friggin' insane to me, because even me, even now, I've been doing this for 15 years. Yeah, I started taking my training back in Jersey and the Channel Islands in the UK. Let me tell you my story. Why not? Because that's where I'm moving into, is more stories and communication, so more writing, and building up this Vibrant Wellness Academy training, but also writing all the other books as well to support humanity and share my wisdom and knowledge. But yeah, if I bring it back to 2005, I started training in Indian head massage training in Jersey and the Channel Islands, just a nighttime course out of curiosity, just for myself. I had no intention of going into this massage. I kind of felt like, I'm not special enough. I'm not gifted enough. You have to be gifted to go into it. And what I found was it just came so naturally to me, so easily. So the next term I did, I did sport, I did whatever they had, sports massage, anatomy and physiology. I did aromatherapy. These were just nighttime, a couple of nights a week, 3 hours over 6 months or something like that. The first job I went to in this £2 million hotel in Jersey, I've always got the job through massaging the person. And so, yeah, actually, I didn't get that job. Well, as in they didn't get back to me for that job, but I knew I had it because the project manager I'd massage, she had a background in massage, and she pretty much assured me that I had it after I'd given her a massage. And then, but nobody contacted me, and it was totally out of character for me because of my self-esteem at the time. But I just felt, okay, I'm going to ring them up, and they said they'd made a mistake or whatever, whatever they'd forgotten to call or whatever it was. I can't remember now, but I had that job. That was amazing. So I got some more training in Ayurvedic. It was an Ayurvedic day spa. So that was 2 months. And then I traveled to New Zealand. And again, I didn't come to New Zealand thinking I was going to get into massage. I actually, myself and Steve, my hubby, when we were up in the North Island. So for anyone who doesn't know, I live in Hanmer Springs. This is Hanmer Springs, Vibrant Living and Retreat, a Mountain View Massage Day Spa. And yeah, and so even when we came to New Zealand, we did a bit of traveling through South America, or Central America, sorry, and then North America a little bit, and then over to Fiji and New Zealand. And we're here on our 1-year travel trip. So we got a camper van in Auckland, as all travelers do, and most anyways. And we went north, and I was working in a cafe. I did pick up a little bit of freelance massage, just a little bit, and Steve was building. And and I worked in a Curves gym actually, which was okay, but it wasn't really me. And then we came south. And they thought we were going to Nelson, Sonny's place in New Zealand. So I thought, I'd heard about it. I knew somebody from New Zealand, Bromwell. So I had this idea of Nelson in my head, got there, nothing moved. It was time for us to get some work. We probably needed some cash at that stage. And we had some jewelry and stuff from Guatemala and Central America, and it was coming into winter, and anyways, nothing, no doors was open, no possibilities. So it's like, shit, we have to go to Christchurch. Nothing in me wanted to go to Christchurch, to be quite honest. I just felt it was probably my Catholic upbringing in Christchurch, but not just that. I think there was a feeling that it was quite a I hope I don't disrespect anybody, but I'm sure you'll understand if I tell more of the story. But I kind of got a sense that it wasn't it kind of felt Victorian to me, like old English, like just kind of quite nearly a rigid characteristic to it, you know, and those old buildings, you know. I didn't leave Ireland to kind of go back into that kind of old history. You know, I came, myself and Steve, we traveled to expand out of, you know, being kind of stuck in an old history kind of vibration. And so, yeah. And so anyways, on the, oh yeah, before we left Nelson, picked up a brochure in the eyesight in Nelson, and seeing this place called Hanmer Springs, this little village in the mountains that happened to have a day spa beside the pools, and thought, why don't we just stop there and I'll go in and see if I can get a job in the spa. Why not? Nothing to lose. And that's how it all happened. So within 20 minutes, the manager came out, Justine, I think Andy came out. I gave her, she was managing the spa, I gave her a massage. Justine came out, and who was really over the hiring. I was pretty much offered a job on the spot, basically. Never even showed a CV. So I've always got a job just by, you know, hands-on, heart, hands, and you know, that ability to be actually able to, yeah, just give a good massage. So simple, right? And take it anywhere. No fanciness needed. Just a genuineness, really. And that's why in my trainings as well, I just look for just somebody who's interested, curious, have a bit of a flair. Maybe you massage people at home. Maybe you're just curious about it. Maybe you love getting massage. You love the power. You already have got a sense of the power of touch. And to be quite honest, that's probably what got me into it, because I got into it. I didn't grow up with massage, but I got inspired through my travels in Thailand and India, where I got massage, and I realized that it was good. It felt good. It was helpful. So that's what's really set me probably doing that course back in 2005, 2004, I think it was 2005, in Jersey in the Channel Islands, our first Indian head massage course. Anyways, coming back to arriving in Hanmer Springs. So, you know, this is the miracle of life. You know, a lot of people ask, you know, did we what made us choose to come to Hanmer? Now, this is 14 years ago. We did not expect to be here 14 years, but we rocked up in our camper van that day. And to be quite honest, we had probably about $100 in our account, which is why we were like, shit, we really need to get some work. Rocked up into this little village. As I said, I was offered the job. The next thing, I think it was Justine or Andy said, is, have you actually seen the village? Are you sure you want to actually stay here? Because I'd explained that I just came in. And I was like, yeah. Anyways, within a few hours, we got a room in a house. So again, bing, 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 things just happen, you know, and that's synchronicity. That's what I mean by synchronicity. So did we choose to be in Hanmer, or did Hanmer choose us? You know, and it's a combination, you know, it's our heart, it's our soul guiding. And I have so many more stories to re-emphasize the you know, that our heart, our higher self, has a bigger vision of who we are, and it is guiding us. It is guiding us along, which is why nothing could open up in Nelson, because that wasn't where we're being guided to. It was this little place in the mountains. Little did we know. And to be quite honest, 14 years ago, if anyone had told my ego that we'd be here 14 years later, I would have probably got back in the camper van and driven back out. But we were here for a couple of months. That was the agreement with the job. And then, because we had flights back to Ireland at that time for Steve's, my husband's brother's wedding, Paul. And then anyways, I made agreement with the spa, came back a couple of months later. And, you know, it's gone on from there. I got my working holiday visa. And then Steve got his through the building. And that's how I started my business as a sole trader back in 2009, 2010. Yeah, and just left the spa, which was a quantum leap of faith. Something in my heart was guiding me, because I was beginning to lose my passion for massage working there in that way, because something in me was saying, I can do this differently. And I felt that my heart had so much more to give, and my soul wisdom, and and just what the clients needed, actually more, just more of just an authentic, genuine connection and support. And just coming from more, now what I call a holistic, intuitive model, if you like, and a way of being, really. So yeah, but as I was telling this lovely lady in the shop in Hanmer yesterday, I was sharing the story with her to inspire her courage and to believe in herself, because it really took, it's quite daunting. It's quite daunting because I never created a business. I didn't know anybody who was in business. That wasn't my family background. I grew up in a little farm in Ireland, and so did Steve. I didn't know anybody who was entrepreneurial. So all of that was a new pathway for me. It was just something inside saying, yes, I have the potential. I have the potential to step into this and to create something here. So it took every bit of trust, every bit of faith. I had some freakouts, but something deeper in me, and it is heart-led, because that's what gives us the courage to go beyond our fears, go beyond our insecurities, go beyond the mental concepts that we've been sold, even about abundance and about our self-worth and about what's possible. So all of that had to unravel for me. And I really had to work through a lot of the limiting ideas that I had picked up in my childhood and family upbringing and so on and so forth. So that's what I mean about the personal growth, personal empowerment. So there is that side of it. And that's the beautiful thing of creating your own business and being an entrepreneur, because you really have to, as I said, take full accountability and responsibility for your energy in body, mind, and soul, and have a deep understanding of the power within you, the empowerment within you, and what you are putting out in terms of your vibration and your energy frequency will attract, who comes back to you. And the more we can get into alignment within ourselves, then the more that everything around us will align and support us with that. It truly is that. So that's the real work, to be quite honest. And then learning the fundamentals of, having a website. I go into that as well in the training, because at this stage, I'm so passionate. I'm excited. It is the greatest empowerment to create your own business, especially the way things are now, especially in this kind of climate on the earth. It really is the best way to what's the word I'm looking for, to create a security within your livelihood, and to unplug from that which could potentially take you into stress and strife and all the rest of it, and to really be empowered, actually, to really empower yourself with your own creativity and your own soulful alignment and sovereignty, and creating the business, as I said, creating the life and the business and the body and the well-being that you love, and sharing it with other people. There's nothing so friggin' amazing than that. And so is there anything else I want to tell you about that story? So anyway, one thing has led to the other in terms of getting into Hanmer. So started my Mountain View massage business in 2010. And then into 2014, 15, my hubby, Steve, was really getting over building. He was losing his passion for that. And that's a whole other story. And he got a back issue, and, a whole load of stuff was happening in the building industry that he just wasn't digging. But he was really just losing his passion for that. And so synchronistically, the people that we'd been renting for 4.5 years, be it in Basha here in Hanmer, there was a transition happening within this property of 88 Rippingale Road, where we are. And we had the opportunity to take on the remaining lease, which was 6 years. And that was back at the end of 2014. And that was amazing. That was an amazing opportunity, and a win-win both ways, and that's, to me, that's the new paradigm. It's a win-win both ways. Everybody gets to win in the situation, win-win. So it was a win for them that we stepped in. It was a win for us that we got the opportunity to step into this property and really grow ourselves as humans, really blossom in our authentic soulfulness and caring and genuineness. Steve developed himself as this amazing plant-based wellness chef over the years. People ask him, was he professionally trained? He's been trained here. He's just developed as he's gone along. And he just, you know, he just puts so much love and caring into the food and consideration, and people feel that. So the food is always a biggie on the trainings. I think as much as people walk away feeling grateful for the massage techniques and the training and the personal transformational journey they're on, there's just as much gratitude for the meals that Steve puts on the table. They're super yum and super inspiring. And often he's sharing loads of recipes with people, like he was in the last training, and sending on those recipes afterwards, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, that's a level of service, you know, generosity of spirit, you know, we gain so much, you know, when we give, we get so much, our heart, from our heart. And yeah, and so then I've been training my therapist even since 2010. I've always been training my own therapist, to be quite honest, and having them live in with me, because I guess I realized pretty early on that those that I really could support and mentor and train were able to duplicate what the results that I was getting. And those who maybe had other kinds of backgrounds and training, it was more challenging for them to really take on board and really get it, what I was sharing with them. And so that was interesting to observe in those first few years. And so then in 2017, I just been noticing I needed to make it more, I needed to get it more certified, more professional, more developed, how I was training. You know, in traditional ancient times, that's what people did. You know, you would just live with the mentor, and you would learn from the wisdom keepers of the village, or the healers, or, you know, whoever it was, whatever the skill set, I guess what you call it, like the smith, you know, like the you know, whatever the offering was, you know, you like kind of do an apprenticeship. So that's kind of how it was happening. And then I realized that I really needed to, because of the world we live in, I needed to create more developed, professional, certified, and really give it language and understanding, and something that people could really tap into and walk away with, certified, and start building bring into their own businesses or career paths, and share this knowledge and understanding and wisdom and personal growth in a bigger way. And so, yeah, in 2017, that's when, with the help of a lady who was with us for 6 months, Abby, beautiful Abby, who we love so much. We love all our therapists. We had a very special connection with Abby. And I've been talking about developing a manual and a training for a long time. And one night at dinner, because she'd been with me for 6 months, and so she was getting amazing, you know, 5-star results with the massage and et cetera, et cetera. So she knew what she had at that stage. And, you know, that's the beautiful thing about getting feedback. I always encourage all my students, well, you know, get a book, get people to give you feedback. TripAdvisor reviews, Facebook Revisor reviews, you know, whatever ways, but get those reviews back, because you won't know how freaking amazing you are and what you're offering until you get those reviews back and really discover. At least that was my experience, because remember, I went into this not knowing that I had a natural way with all of this. You know, I was conditioned in the idea that it had to be hard and you had to do long courses, and I wasn't, I didn't have natural talents and ability that was worth an exchange of financial compensation and all the rest of it. So I grew up with that. I grew up that life was a hard slog, and you had to suffer, and you had to earn love, earn money, earn validation. Everything had to be earned through a lot of hard work. So I had to shift out of that mindset as well. And really it was people's feedback from the early days, when I lived in Jersey, from that 2 months in that spa all the way through It's been just consistent, incredible feedback. And that's, that's what built up my certainty and confidence in what, in how I've been doing things, is results. I'm very practical, the results speak. And that's why people keep coming back again. As I say to people, very rarely have I ever told anyone to come back. People just come back because they remember an experience, and that experience is lasting. My name may not be lasting, the name of my business may not be lasting, but they remembered that they came out feeling amazing after a treatment with me or with somebody within my business, especially those who specifically have been trained with me, get those same results. Because what I'm sharing is actually, once you get it, it's actually quite a simple equation. It's just that we don't learn this in our society, in our educational systems. There's a lot of unlearning, we'll say, to be done, to reconnect to a deeper simplicity, actually, and a naturalness. And that's all really that I'm sharing, is bringing people back to that, that which works with nature, the nature of your own body, the nature of the client's body. In our Western culture, we become so arrogant that we think we need to know it and we need to know everything. Well, no, you actually need to start unknowing that arrogance, actually, and becoming more humble and surrendering more. It's not saying that we don't have wonderful trainings and tools and experiences to draw upon. Of course, take inspiration, but that kind of training, that kind of left brain regurgitation of education, of perception, of expectation, can actually be a limitation on what's possible, and take us away from being fully available, fully present to what's possible in the moment, what's happening within somebody's body and breathing, and to be able to get what is the perfect pressure. What's deep pressure for one person is light for another. What's light for one person is deep for another. So there's got to be a sensitivity there, and you have to be present. You have to be grounded in the moment. You have to have a certain sense of level of awareness, self-awareness, to extend that awareness to others. And that's really where the training is coming from. And then we build the techniques on top of that. It's a bit like if you go into a yoga class. I don't know if you've had this experience. Let me know if you've had this experience in the comments. You go into a yoga class, and I've had people, who've done yoga for years. And I say this because I teach yoga as well. I teach retreats, of course, here, and facilitate all kinds of different retreats. But it's like, no matter who comes into my class, it doesn't matter whether they've had years of experience of yoga or whether it's their first ever yoga day, first ever yoga experience. I will share the same foundation, which is I will get them laying down. If they've got some back issues, there'll definitely be a bolster under the knees, and just make them nice and relaxed. And a hand on the chest, a hand on the belly, and bring them into that awareness of breath, and making sure that they're deepening into the diaphragmic breathing, and it's not just the chest breathing, because again, it's an embodied awareness. It's not just an intellectual concept. So again, with the massage, it's like, if you just tell somebody, oh, relax, but what does that mean? You have to show somebody. You have to show somebody what that means to relax. Show them in their body. So like, oh, I didn't realize I was still holding, because you don't know what you don't know until you do know. So, yeah. So, really like to get into the quantum physics awareness as well. And once you understand the quantum physics or quantum science as well, that also is very helpful. Epigenetics, all of these are very evolutionary, new paradigm expansions of thought and understanding of how we can heal our bodies and transform. So that keeps the left brain very happy. So it is nice to, fulfill that need as well. And because it is very grounding. However, what we need to really bring back, as I said, is the more right brain, which is more the heart, sensitivity, energetics, connection. And that people leave feeling really seen, really heard, not just a piece of meat on a table, not just a mechanical body. How disrespectful is that really, and dishonoring of who we really are as souls, as spirits in these bodies. Now, I know most people don't always necessarily perceive themselves as that, but when people are at my table, it's a precious opportunity. And I'm always a student, so I encourage that student mind, just like in yoga, namaste. The light in me acknowledges the light in you, which extends that we're both the student and teacher. No, there's no hierarchy here. I may just have some other kinds of experiences, different experiences to you that may be helpful for you. And you may have some incredible, helpful experiences for me. I've learned so much from my clients. Oh my God, I've learned so much about life, about humanity, about different backgrounds. Oh my God, people are fascinating. I love hearing their stories. Now, not that we want to be having people talking through the massage, but usually it's sometimes in those first few minutes, or, it comes along at some stage. And then, at the same time, it's important that people really can drop into the breath and the receiving and the releasing. And we work with the wisdom of the body, the natural healing ability of the body, switch on that parasympathetic nervous system. So yeah, so is there anything else I want to share? Yes, there is. So also this video is really, I should probably have said this at the beginning, but I just talk from my heart. I had some notes there and I haven't even looked at them. But to me, that's just kind of how it goes. Let me see. I've talked about the training. Oh yeah, so the next part, sell biz. So at the moment, I mentioned that my heart really about a year and a half said, right, I'm ready to move on. My ego said, I'm not ready. So I've been unpacking all that I'm not ready of my ego, and a lot of inner child stuff and stuff like that. And trust to let go of this incredible business and lifestyle, and trust that there's more good up ahead for me, and that I can step into this next phase of my journey, which is a lot of writing. There's just writing. I just want to write and express and share and really develop the Vibrant Wellness Academy as well, to give it more context and more understanding, because I know that that's important, so that my students have a place to direct people to, so they can go, this is what this academy is, and really start to build that up, give it more and more credibility. So credibility is there for Vibrant Wellness Retreat, Vibrant Living Retreat. Credibility is there for Mountain View Massage Day Spa. Now, and credibility is there for Vibrant Wellness Academy, but I know I need to, I could give that a lot more and communications. And interesting, I'm probably only in the position to do that now, really, because the way of the heart is just like my Mountain View Massage business. It's like I didn't really know what it was in those early years. I was just trusting my heart in those early months, especially. It was over the years that I'm like, this is what I'm doing. And then I developed that into holistic intuitive massage training. So that puts the combination of what I was doing for years and years, getting 5-star results. If you go check out Mountain View Massage, Day Spa, Hanmer Springs, TripAdvisor page, you will see 5-star results. A few, you'll either see 5-star results or there'll be the odd, not so great review. And, usually that's because of something or other. And I'm grateful to have the, all the mixture of reviews, because for me, sometimes it's like, well, if there was all 5 stars, then it probably wouldn't look that believable. But trust me, I've never, I know businesses buy reviews and all that. I've never done any of that. I'm not interested. That's not the way of the heart. That's not authenticity. That's not a vibrational match. So would not be interested in anything like that personally myself. I love reviews. I love testimonials because I think it gives you, when I love reading reviews, because I think it gives you a real insight and sense of a business or a service, you know, very quickly, or a person, you know, a character, very, very quickly, you know, when people can write from different perspectives, and they don't have to go on there and write, you know. So the ones that are on there are genuinely coming from people's, you know, yeah, just inspiration, I would say. Okay, so let me see. Yes, so with that is the Mary Jo is finally ready, and Steve is ready as well. And well, I'm specifically ready to sell Mountain View Massage business and to really pass on this business. I really, yeah, I'm, you know, I've done thousands and thousands of massages over the years. I don't know how many people I've trained, but I've probably trained, I would say I could be getting up on 100 people over the years, maybe, that I've trained, I would say, at least. Yeah, probably. And yeah, and I don't want to do massage anymore. And partly it's because, you know, I've been told 1,000 times that that's the best massage I've ever had. And my ego has loved that. And it's been so, and it's been so, you know, it's helped build up my confidence and certainty. And, you know, I don't need that validation anymore. But also it's not just about that. It's like, you know, I need to pass this on to other people. I want you to get that. I want you to have the same results, that the person is having the same results from coming into contact with you, that you're able to offer them this like 5-star treatments, that they're just like blown away with how amazing they feel. And I'm talking about people who say that to me, who've had loads of massage. Some people may not have had a lot. Some people have had loads because they've never had a massage in the way that I deliver it, or my therapist delivers, with the same level of holistic intuitive care. Our little tagline on the sign on the way in is that I came up for Mountain View Massage many years ago, and I realized this is what I was doing. I was bringing the day spa world and the holistic world together. So a fusion of pampering bliss and holistic care. It's my little tagline. A fusion of pampering bliss, so the day spa bliss, which is I'm up for a good time, to relax, be taken care of, and holistic care, which is about, and I get benefits. My shoulders released in that neck issue, so it's remedial, it's therapeutic, it's attentive, it's you know, Pacific, if that's what's required, and it's overall relaxation, de-stress, pampering, a really beautiful experience. So to me, it's bringing those two worlds together. That's what I was doing over the years as well. So that's what I want to share. That's what I want to sell. That's what I'm up for selling now. And I guess I'm making this video because I'm realizing there needs to be a resonance there as well. It's not just selling another massage business. This, you know, ideally this needs to be handed over to somebody who's really interested to really carry this forward, this holistic intuitive model, this self-care model, caring for others, you know, and realizing that you know, it's not just a business, it's a way of life. And yes, it is a way of creating your livelihood and creating amazing abundance in so many ways, not just financial, but just, yes, fulfillment, you know, genuine fulfillment and goodness. And, you know, there's hugs often at the end of those massages. And I had a lady, beautiful lady from Blenheim the other day, reassure me. It was so sweet. Oh, I have the best clients who comes, you know, and she brings a bunch of friends, usually 3 or 4 more every 6 months or a year for the last few years. She's even sent somebody my way as a therapist once some years ago. And she said to me, she said, after we've had a treatment with you, we sit around, me and my girlfriends, and we exchange notes on what we picked up today from you, you know, what insights, what nuggets. and that could be what I'm picking up from their body and I'm just sharing with them, or, or we just have a little conversation. Not with everybody, sometimes it's completely silent, the massage room, depends where people are at. But when there's a familiarity there, that sometimes the communication and sharing some wellness nuggets, and just again, that authenticity of connection is so rewarding. And she said that we sit around and we share those little nuggets of insights. And that's the intuitive part. My heart just leads me as well, to guide, to speak about certain things or share certain things. And I'm super curious. I'm super interested in them as well. And they can feel that, that we're in this together. But yeah, so the other part was it, which is really just so lovely, and nobody had ever said that to me, but she said, I hope you really get that, that it means, that you're that impactful, that we don't just, we don't just see it as just a massage. We really take it away, and, that it's so much more. And yeah, it was really beautiful, because at the same time, I just show up and do the best, be the best me that I can be in the moment, and be present and attentive, and, take care of myself enough so that I can be so available to care for my clients, and just trust that they get what they need and more than what they need. And my hope is that they go out and extend that to others, and that it ripples out, even if it's maybe they could support somebody else who's, shallow breathing, and could take their hand and just remind them it's okay, you can take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, it's simple stuff, and that we can really pick up and share with each other to really help each other and support one another, now support ourselves. And once we're supported ourselves, and we get that within ourselves, we can support another. Otherwise it's just lip service. So that's why it's important, the embodiment piece of having a massage, of taking yoga, of whatever it is, sports, whatever it is. For those of you following the Vibrant Living Retreat page or my own personal page, you'll know that my husband Steve is in Kyrgyzstan at the moment, riding a race, and he's just in his element, having a great old time, living his dream, which is another part of this transition as well. Is he's just so into biking, so he wants to develop in that way, and I want to develop in the author that seems to want to come out of me, even though that's really scary, that's new. I still have a lot of insecurities around that, around speaking more and writing more, and developing that side of myself now. So yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so if you have questions, so basically with the business, for anyone's still hanging out with me, thank you so much. But for selling this business, what I'm offering is, at the moment, I've actually just texted my accountant this morning just to make sure that I'm on the right track with this. But at the moment, what I'm doing is I have the business on for $55,000. That includes $10,000 worth of training. My next training is coming up in November. I have the 50-hour certified training coming up, the holistic intuitive massage training, followed by the Indian head massage training, 10 hours, and the 15-hour holistic beauty facial training. Taking those three trainings would be enough to create all kinds of different kinds of packages and offerings. And then you can develop yourself more and more. I'm talking to somebody now who's completely from scratch, or maybe you have some experience. However, I assure you that after taking these trainings, if you have the gumption and the courage and the willingness to keep taking it step by step by step, you absolutely have all the tools, and I'm happy to support. I was doing a quick calculation of just kind of the money's income coming in, just to give you an idea. Now, at the moment, I'm just going off Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, half day Monday. So I'm going off 3 days, working 3 days. We'll say 3 hours Friday afternoon, 4 or 5 hours on Saturday massage, 4 hours, let's say 4 hours, 3 hours on Sunday, 2 hours on Monday. What's that? That's 3 and 2 is 5 and 4 is 9 and 3 is 12. So that's 12 hours. I did calculate this. Okay, forget about it. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to just do it the way I did. So on average, minimum on a weekend, we're bringing in through the day spa about $2,000. 2 people usually, you know, our therapists are here. Anywhere, that's minimum. That's minimum. That would be how many hours am I going off for that? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 14 hours divided by 2 therapists. So that's actually only going on 7 hours. That was like 7 hours, because we do get a lot of couples. So we do, there's our mom and daughters, or, you know, so we do get a lot of 2 people. So ideally in Hanmer, to buy this business, I do recommend, if there could be 2 people who would want to go into this business together, that would be the most ideal. And 2 people, yeah, just works really, really well. But 1 person could do it as well. I started as 1 person, and then, but generally there is a lot of bookings is for couples in a, you know, in a wellness kind of village like this. A lot of people on tourists and holiday makers, even if it's just from around the local Canterbury area. But we get people from all over. Like these last 2 years has been predominantly New Zealand, and now beginning to have more people. Had a lady from America the other day, and some Aussies. Where was I in my train of thought? You know, I think what's best, rather than me going too deep dive into this, I've given you a bit of a background to me. I've given you some idea of what's got me to here, selling the business. For anyone who's interested in more details and interested or have any concerns as well, please, you know, write in the comments, give me a message, send me an email, info@vibrantliving.co.nz, and you can put in the title, biz questions, Mountain View, MVM, Mountain View Massage biz questions, for example. Or if you want to do the training in November, our intention is to really sell the Mountain View Massage business and the Vibrant Living Retreat business by the end of this year, and to transition and to really start moving into our next chapters, myself and Steve. So yeah, so this training in November, maybe the last one I do for a year or so, we'll see. As I focus more into the writing, I just feel like I gotta just completely focus into that for a while. Maybe the end of 2023, we'll see how that looks. So it really is an opportunity, even if with your interest in the business or just doing that training, highly, highly recommend it. It is my joy to share my knowledge. You know, that's what's been coming up the last few times when I've had these wonderful men, you know, just saying, wow, that was amazing. That's the best massage I've ever had. You know, in the back of my mind is like, I got to share this. I got to share this with more people, you know, because I'm ready to back away from offering these treatments. So, you know, it's not easy to back away when, you know, when people are saying that, you know, I joked about to another lovely lady yesterday, you know, you got to choose your addictions wisely, and you know, I got to get off the drug of 5-star recommendations and, you know, having that kind of validation in that way anymore, which you know, which has been challenging for my ego to let go of, but actually I'm ready now. I'm ready now. More self-love, so more tapping into, you know, a value even beyond this business, you know, to take me into this next chapter. So I want to support you with your moving into your next chapter of your life book, and to make it a really fruitful, abundant, joyful, because you can, you know. I know there's so much going on in the world and it would make you feel like there's doomsday happening, but trust me, the world is moving in a beautiful direction. It doesn't mean there's not challenge. It doesn't mean that people don't need your services more than ever. That's why the wellness industry is I mean, 10 years ago, I was hearing there was a multi-million, now it's a multi-billion. dollar industry, you know, and people, you know, people who become unwell, stressed, anxious, depressed, you know, wellness becomes really valuable. And it really is a thing about values. And it's a beautiful thing that people's values now is becoming about their well-being, about their health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, chemically, you know, all of it. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing, because we're realizing that you know, you can have that roof over your head and food in your cupboard, but if you're not well in here, or you can have multi-million dollars in the bank, you know, or whatever, but does it really matter if you're not in, you know, if you're not feeling good in your body, if you're living in pain and discouragement and fear and worry and depression and, you know. So the material stuff is beautiful. I've got a very beautiful lifestyle that I absolutely love. But even me, over this last year and a half, what I've realized is that when I'm not living my highest joy, I become miserable, you know. And a lot of people, that's the whole thing, is that there's a lot of people in a lot of misery because we don't know how to allow ourselves, value our well-being, take care of ourselves, and feel good about that. And realize that when we do that, we have more to offer. When our cup is full, we come from a full and overflowing cup, and then we have that to offer other people. If we're depleted, if we're giving everything out for everybody else and nothing for ourselves, which is what people are trained to do, and so was I. Growing up in Catholicism, it was like, you know, self-sacrifice. I'm not worthy. So, you know, give it, you know, do it for everyone else, self-sacrifice all the time. So I've had to learn this, and I'm still learning it, to build up my self-worth and self-love and trust, the innate magnificence of my beingness. And from there, create the health, the business, the world, the communications, the connections, the resonance that is true to my heart and soul. And is possible when we can, you know, the power within us is just immense. And that's where the passion comes from, you know, within me, because I know what it's like to feel unworthy, not good enough, unloved, uncared for. A lot of my deep caring comes from being very neglected in my childhood. And I won't go into too much of that story. That'll be in the books when they come out. But, you know, it's like our greatest challenges can be our greatest resource, I would say is great resources, when we can start to transform it, heal ourselves, come out of the victim mentality, start having a little bit more courage, and start facing those limitations and fears, and to transcend them. And realize that we're not the thoughts in our head, and we're not even the emotions in all those stories. You know, we want to, as we start to heal and release all that stuff from the past that needs resolution and acknowledgement and love and caring and acceptance and inclusion, then, you know, we can really start to come back to our intuition and trust the innateness of who we are, which is deeply connected to life, connected to nature, connected to well-being. It's not very complicated, but it seems complicated because of the way that we've been living in this planet, which has really taken us down a pathway of you know, intense survival, limitations, lack of self-belief, self-worth, you know, self-judgment. I call it the blame shame games, point the finger out there, you know, all those egoic persona kind of development, enhancement, if you like, you know. And so now is the time to come back to the heart. And, you know, it can be challenging, of course, as a lot of those egoic constructs begin to fall apart, because a lot of what has been created in our world and society, etc., needs to deconstruct as our egos deconstruct, so to speak, or dissipates, so that we can release what has ailed us, actually, and what is ailing us, a lot of people at the moment, so that we can start to move into the heart and start to create, again, not just the business, not just the body, not just your own personal health or personal health in your business, health for others, but extend that out and out and out until we, you know, until more and more and more people do that, and we really start co-creating and living and experiencing this beautiful, abundant, heavenly world that is just as much as relevant and real and prevalent, if not more, from my perspective, than a lot of this old stuff, which really is just dissipating. So yeah, so the more we can get on track, like myself as well, the more I can start really allowing my evolution and step back from what I've created, and instead support other people step into my shoes, so to speak, into their own shoes, of course, but with a bit of support from me, then, you know, that's what I know, that's what I'm being called to, as I need to step back. I need to have more kind of resources in a more further back way, you know, so to speak. So yeah, hope that all makes sense and resonates. That's the most important. Resonates. That's why I'm on here, because it is about a resonance. And I, you know, when people come to our place, you know, straight away, you know, they're saying, is there a resonance? Am I safe here? Can I relax here? You know, that's what I mean. That's why it's so important who we be, even the energy we're putting out before somebody even comes into our company, because it does transmit, it does communicate. Okay, I think that is it. Yeah. So yeah, any questions about the business, let me know. Send me an email or a text message even. I'm happy to have a phone call, 021-280-2447. Or if you're outside New Zealand, you want to move here, +64 +64 21-280-2447. Give me a text. We can have a chat. Happy to chat. Yeah, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that you received, you know, some insights and inspiration from this video, regardless whether you're interested in taking my holistic intuitive massage training, or the Indian head, or the facial training in November, or you want to buy Mountain View massage, start a new business, Springs, or yeah, just to go into something like this, you know, that shares a real resonance in these times. Okay, it just came up that my connection. So yeah, I think that means time to come live. And so much. Oh, thank you. Resonance. Take what's helpful, leave the rest. Namaste.